So the New England Patriots, they're the team that's taken a step back last season after making the postseason in 2021. A lot of questions about Mac Jones and his capability in this league. I think some of it has to do with just the ineptitude of just not getting him good offensive coaching. I mean, Matt Patricia and Judge, right? Joe Judge. They were a special teams coach, and then one was a defensive coordinator. So now they're kind of joining forces to be his OC last year. That I think there's something there in Mac Jones, and he showed that in year one, and then he just doesn't have a lot of help. And my question is now, like, is Bill gonna really recognize that, or is he just gonna be so out of touch that there's gonna have to be a decision made where do you fire or just ask the greatest coach of all time to hang it up, and the Patriots just finally decide to move off of Bill Belichick, or do you say, okay, well, sorry, Mac, we're gonna have to find somebody else?
Yeah, it's kind of unfathomable for me to think Belichick's on the hot seat, but even if he's been making some bonehead decisions, I think he's kind of in that same vein of Tomlin, where it's like he always figures it out. They're never going to be a terrible team. Like, they're going to be a competitive team. They're going to win games they shouldn't win. Their defense is always going to look like a solid unit. Even if the offense isn't putting up points, defense is going to score more. The special teams is going to score more points.
Yeah.
I think that the offense, just in terms of scheme, is going to look a lot more confident this year. I'm really surprised I'm not surprised. I'm interested to see how Zeke is going to fit in there, because that's a signing that didn't necessarily fly under the radar, but their running game has never been the issue.
It's a flash in the pan move. I don't think it's a game-changing move, because I think if it was something like them not getting Hop was my weird thing. As unhealthy as Hop has been, he's still a lot better than whoever they have.
When he's healthy, he's still excellent.
Yes,
it's just his availability, and that's an important ability.
Yeah.
Actually, just so boring to me, offense.
It's
just like it's just so hard to think about things to say about them, because it's like,
that's why this segment's only going to be like respectfully to the Pats, it's not an exciting team.
Because who's their number one? Juju, and
by default, yeah.
And what is that?
Hunter Henry. That's
what does that do for you? It just feels like, what's more important? Because last year Mac didn't have the coaching or the weapons. Now they got him better coaching, but still not really a lot of weapons. And like, how do you evaluate somebody without weapons, but at the same time,
like, it's just like vibes of the 2020 Pats, where it was like Cam there and they weren't really that good. They like middled their way to like 7 and 9. I think that's like their ceiling. It's gonna be last place. They'll definitely take a bite out of some of these more like these contending teams in the AFCs, because it's just like divisional play is always a thing. There's no way a division rival just says like, oh, we come into our building, or they don't wake up with a little bit extra fire for a divisional game. That's always there. Rivalries are very much a thing. So definitely they won't be swept 0-6 out amongst their division rivals. Absolutely not. But I don't think there'll be a team that's really up there. And then it's like, if it goes off the tracks early, I think, a lot of these teams need to really embrace tank life, because there's a lot of good QB process coming in, like Caleb Williams, right? Like I talked about it before with the Raiders. If it goes off the tracks early with Jimmy G, the Raiders should look into tanking the year, and then you get your guy, Caleb Williams, for the future. And I think the Pats are a candidate as well.